Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I left a little time lapse before this video because in my last video I asked, I think, a very important question, because I'm creating this little series about love and the importance of love and relationships in our lives. And so my question in my last video was, what do you need to feel loved? And it was interesting because I don't know if people are shy, but nobody left a comment in the comments under that video. However, people did get in touch with me privately and spoke to me sometimes at length about what they felt and how actually important this question was, and that it was something they had never thought of before. And that was my point, you see. I thought people hadn't thought of it before. And the reason I think that is because I write romance as well. I write women's fiction and I write romance, two separate series. So I often talk to people about love and their experiences of love. And I don't know about you, but I've spoken to a lot of people who've said to me, well, you know, my mom didn't really love me, or my dad didn't really love me, or I have a problem with my sister or my brother, you know, stuff like that. And it's one of the reasons I thought, well, yes, obviously this person was loved by their mum or their dad or their siblings, but maybe just not in the way that they needed to be loved, to feel loved, if you see what I mean. So that's why I asked the question. That's where it came from. It was through all these conversations that I had with all these people that kept saying to me, well, no, you know, I wasn't loved. And I'm thinking, well, clearly you were. You're alive. You're well fed, you had a home, you went to school, you have clothes, you were loved. Yeah, just not in the way that you needed it to be. So some of the people who've left comments, I will share with you. So there was a lovely lady, Pauline, she left a comment on Facebook and she reads a lot of romance. I know this. And she was saying respect is really important to her. And I understand that, because I suppose respect is one of the things that is needed in all relationships, not only in romantic relationships, of course, but it's very important in romantic relationships as well. But I think it's important in all relationships that we respect each other. But it's, again, quite interesting, because what does respect look like? So to some people, it would look a certain way, and to other people, it would look a different way. And then there was a very lovely young gentleman who left a comment saying he wants to feel cared for. And I thought, again, it's interesting because it's a wonderful answer, and I'm very grateful for these answers. But what does it look like? Because caring could mean anything, couldn't it? For one person, it could mean, you know, just being there, talking to them when they need you, that kind of thing. And for somebody else, caring means cooking them a meal, being at home when they arrive, that kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? One of the reasons I started thinking about this specific series that I want to make about love, and as I said before, I would love it if we could create a little community here, the Love Crew. That would be awesome. I am also looking to establish a Love Crew in the real world, not only the online world. But anyway, I don't know about you, but I've noticed just over the last maybe year or so, or even before then really, but it seems highlighted, that the earth seems to be split in two right now. So you have, on the one hand, people who've become more loving, more compassionate, kinder. And then on the other hand, you have a world where people have become more angry, more violent. And the two of them seem to be so different from each other. Now, I have several friends who are either astrologers or they're in the New Age type world, spiritual world, and they all talk about the fact that we are being upgraded as human beings, and love is one of the most important things that's part of our upgrade. And if that is true, and I suspect they are right, because of this huge discrepancy between, as I said, you know, the one world where people are so angry and violent and, you know, want to argue and fight about everything, it seems. And then on the other hand, you have this extreme compassion and kindness and people looking to form communities and basically bring love to each other and the planet. And I know that sounds probably really corny, but it's so important. But I suspect they're right. I really do, because I can see it. I don't know if you can as well. So I thought about this a lot. And as I said, I talk to a lot of people because I write about love. Not just in my romance books. I write about love in my women's fiction books. And I often talk about the fact that I write about love in my women's fiction books to understand it. And in my romance books, I write about love to explore it. So it's very important, I think, when we talk to people and we talk about love, how they understand love. Now, I'm not a psychologist or any professional in that way. I only know what I know through experience and through talking to people, as I'm sure you are as well. So I think we need to look at what love is, first of all, for us. And like I said in my last video, I feel it starts with us. It starts inside us. Because if we are loving beings and we feel love towards ourselves, I can't see how we would be horrible and violent and nasty to other people. I don't think it can happen, right? So I think it's really important that it starts with you, with us, inside us. Now, as I said, I've spoken to a lot of people and they say things like, well, you know, I wasn't really loved by my parents and all of that. That's a whole other ball game. And I know that people do inner child work and all of that. And I think that's really important. I've done it myself because we all grow up, don't we? All the different sizes that we are stays with us. It stays with us in this body. So if something has happened to you when you were like 3, maybe, you can find that 3-year-old, can't you? And talk to them and make things right, because you are now the adult. You can say, okay, this happened to you. I'm really sorry, but it's not going to happen while I'm around. That kind of thing. So I think it's really important to do that kind of work on ourselves. Because, as I said, you know, when we move into love with other people, it becomes complicated. There's so many levels. And I think we need to really look at ourselves first. How we love ourselves first. So I'm going to ask the question again. And I'd love it if you left comments below, or you can contact me privately like other people have done. I'm happy either way. It'd be lovely if you did leave comments though, because it shows that you like the video. And if you did like it, please do like it. That would be awesome too, or share it. That would be even more awesome. But so my question is again, what do you need to feel loved? And what do you need from yourself? What do you need from yourself to feel loved? Let's start there. Because I think everything has to start with us. If there wasn't an us, there would be nothing, right? I know it seems obvious, but there you are. So yes, do please let me know what you think. I'm still very curious because this question is, as I said, many-layered. And there are other questions, but I think we need to start here. I don't know if you agree. So do let me know what you think. I'd love to know hear from you. And I shall speak to you very, very soon. Until then, mwah, lots of love.